Okay, I'm doing something, and welcome to ThatITShow. Vedran is still having his summer vacation, and meanwhile, I have to do some preparatory work for something else. And I decided to actually film it because I wanted to do a couple of things and see if I can help myself with trying to do something new. So what we are going to do now is we are going to install ELK stack, so Elasticsearch, Logstash, and Kibana on an Red Hat Enterprise Linux machine. So basically, regular Red Hat machine, and to see how this can be done and what needs to be done to make this thing work. What I wanted to do is, I have a basic regular machine installed. I used it for some demos, so I think that you need to pass with this demo, yes. And what I wanted to do is I'm going to go and remote to it and do some, or I'm going to go and be directly connected. Let's just use it like this so we can actually see what we're doing. So the idea is to try and install ELK stack. I haven't done this in a bit, so I wanted to have, basically I need a quick reminder how to do it. And I'm going to go with the self-managed installation, so self-managed cluster installation. And the thing is this, let's talk about what ELK is and what ELK isn't. The company is called Elastic. The product is called Elasticsearch, Logstash, or Kibana. And what they're doing is they're creating an environment that enables you to quickly ingest, parse, and then display data using queries and using different tools. Now, why do we want to do this in the time of AI? Because of the speed. The ELK stack is extremely quick. If it is able to parse enormous amounts of data, we are talking gigabytes per second in a cluster. It is designed in such a way that it can ingest a lot of data, usually logs or any other kind of data that you create. And then you can create queries that are going to be parsed later. Mostly, it is used for monitoring things. So most of the time when you're going to be doing something which requires monitoring, for example, monitoring servers, monitoring services, monitoring whatever application you have, you are going to create your own agent that is going to push the data into Logstash. Logstash is going to stash the data or put the data in a database. Then you are going to use Elasticsearch to execute queries and parse this data, so get some useful information out of this data. And then you're going to use Kibana to display it. So create some sort of a dashboard, create some sort of a widget to display the information and so on. One more thing that can be done is using Grafana to display graphics information, but I'm not interested in this today. I'm just interested in normal regular installation of ELK stack 9.04 as it is now, the last version that is current on the market. So I decided to just go with trying to install this thing. I prepared myself some notes because I am not sure if this thing is going to work. And the reason why I'm not completely sure is there have been some changes in the version from the version 7 that I last used to the version 9 that is currently available. So I just want to make sure that I'm up to the speed what is happening. So if I make mistakes, these mistakes are going to be also rectified or corrected by me, so that you can see what has actually changed and the way how I approach troubleshooting. So basically what I'm doing now is I'm more or less messing around with a virtual machine just to see if I can install ELK stack without breaking too much stuff. Okay, so what I would like to do is I'm thinking now, should I maybe pause this thing and switch to another engine, and I think that I'm going to do this. So just a second. Okay, let's continue. So what I did is I switched over from using my virtual machine, so directly virtual machine console in the VMware workstation, and I switched over to using my weapon of choice when it comes to connecting to Linuxes from Windows. It's MobaXterm, and the reason why I'm using MobaXterm is because it is much easier to use. It is much more user friendly, and for the most important part, copy paste works. It is much more difficult to enable copy paste directly to desktop and then inside terminals. It can be done. I know that it can be done. You can yell at me in the comments that it can be done easily, but it's just easier for me to just SSH directly to the machine and do my stuff. So this is the same server. I'm the same user. I just continued working on the other basically in the other application. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go through the steps to see what can be done when it comes to Elasticsearch. Now, there are two things that need to be said. There are basically two different versions of deployment that you can do. The deployment that actually Elasticsearch or Elastic gives you the idea how to do. First, you can either self-host or you can use the cloud services. This is going to be self-hosted because I want to see how to self-host, or I want to verify that I still know how to install Logstash Kibana stack. So this is going to be self-hosted or self-managed. This is the first thing. The second thing is there is a local development installation that is intended for experimentation, and this is a single one-liner that you can do if you want to install this as Dockers. So if you go to the Elasticsearch documentation, and if you take a look at this is the self-managed cluster documentation in the Kibana. You're going to see that with the big warning, do not use these instructions for production deployments. You can just run the script, and this is going to end up with Dockers being created and installed inside on a machine, even if you are using Microsoft Windows. So this can be done both on Windows and both on Linux. So this is the first thing that you can do if you want to just quickly set up Elasticsearch, Kibana, Logstash, and make this thing actually work without thinking about it too much. This is not what I'm interested in. I'm interested in creating the self-managed production host. So I'm not going to use this this version of instructions. I'm going to try and install it directly, so using RPMs and so on. Now, first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go with logging in as a super user, because it's much easier to do this like this, clearing the screen and then seeing what I need to do. Obviously, the first thing that I need and actually have to do is I need to import the Elasticsearch keys. I'm going to be using their own repos, so repositories that have the files for the Elasticsearch packages are on elastic.co domain, and I need to import the keys because I need to have my RPM or my package manager trust the packages that are on third-party platform, so third-party repository. So I basically need to do this. I need to do the import of artifacts Elastic Co. Elasticsearch keys. This should work. So this should be okay. And if I try to do it, it just imported the keys. Anyways, now the next thing is I want to create a repository. The repositories are in their own directory, and they're still using the yum repos.d. So this is the Red Hat repository for this particular machine, but I can create my own file here. I'm going to use nano because I don't want to mess with anything else. So I'm going to just create a file called elastic.repo. And then I'm going to copy and paste the location of the repository. So this should work now. You're about to paste the following lines. It is empty. Copy once again. Now this is much better. So what I'm pasting is Elastic repository for 9.x packages. I'm posting the elastic.co packages 9.x yum, and GPG check is turned on, so it is going to be checked for the key. Key is where I know the key is in. This is an enabled repository. It has an auto refresh, so it's going to auto refresh, and this is RPM MD repository. Okay. Save it and exit. Now the next thing should be DNF update, because what I want to do is I want to go through the repositories and just have them checked, and I also want my machine to be on the latest version of everything that is possible here. So we're going to wait for a couple of seconds for this thing to get a lot of tools, because this is not a clean machine. This is a machine that I already used for some things, so it already uses some or has some utilities already installed, but nothing major. I was using it to test KVM, so it has support for libvirt, but this is more or less basically it. So this thing works, and this thing is fine. It's going to upgrade itself and do the installation quickly. And I would go with saying that it is always, if you are able to, it is always a good best practice to go with the latest version of the latest stable release of the whatever distribution you're using. So if unsure, first do the update to the latest version of the packages. The reason why I'm saying this is that because of the different distributions, different versions of everything, what developers are usually doing is that they're usually having their machines tested, or having their release tested on the latest version always, just to make sure that everything works. So this is the closest that you're probably going to go, be when it comes to installing and having the environment the same as the developer environment. Now, okay, the next thing, DNF install Elasticsearch. This should work. It should ask me, do I want to install Elasticsearch? It should be quite a big one, so 1.2 gigs of storage. It is going to take a while to download. Hopefully not too much time, around a minute. I'm on a pretty good fiber connection here, so this is doing what, 8 megabytes, 10 megabytes per second, so this is fine. And now I should be able to start my Elasticsearch 9. So let's see what is there to, what is next to what is the next thing that I have to do? I need to configure it. I need to give it the name. I need to tell it that this host is going to be a single node configuration, so my cluster is going to be consisting of only one node. This is important because what actually can be can happen is that if you configure a cluster to be a multi-node cluster, your cluster is not going to go up because it is going to try to see if there is enough nodes in the cluster to be able to boot up. It's going to see a single node and it's going to probably give up on booting. This depends on the clustering software. Some machines, some softwares or services do it, some don't, but it's always makes sense to actually configure your system in such a way it says here there is it always makes sense to actually explicitly define things like they are. So it created the Elastic built-in super user. If we are joining the cluster, if we want to reset the password, this is the things that we need to know. So this is basically it. As always, I'm going to do one thing that I always recommend people do. I'm going to just screenshot the important information from the installation to have it stored somewhere. So I don't need to do the documentation now. I can get it documented later. And I usually just, when I'm doing something, I usually just open Joplin and copy paste things in it. So this is the information that I'm interested in. Now it says, if I want to start automatically using systemd, I need to do these two things. I'm going to do these things. So I'm going to say copy, and then I'm going to say, no, I'm going to say copy, and then I'm going to say paste. So I now did the daemon reload, so it found the services, and I enabled the Elasticsearch service. So this is done. Please add the turbulent files accordingly. Okay. Okay. Anyways, this is the thing. Now, let's see what's in the etc directory. I want to see what's under Elasticsearch. I want to see what is happening here when it comes to YML file. So nano elasticsearch.yml. So it says Elasticsearch comes with reasonable defaults for no settings. Node name. So what do I need? I need to have a cluster name. I need to have the network host setup. I need to okay, so let's do this thing. Let's go one by one. I'm going to name my cluster. Let's go and do something ingenious and call it my cluster. My node name is going to be node 1. So I'm completely fine with this. Directory, I hope it's okay. Bootstrap family lock is okay. Network host, I can do the 0.0.0.0. This is going to expose the this host or this Elasticsearch to the entirety of the network. So this basically tells it to listen to all the interfaces, and unless you set this thing up, your host is not going to be listening to the traffic on anything else other than the localhost interface. So 127.0.0.1, and I want this thing to set up because I want to be able to actually connect to this thing and be able to see the information from outside. So this is the default Elasticsearch. HTTP port is going to be 9200, which is fine. Now, the cluster initial master, this is not something that I'm interested in. Expect security, not interested, not interested. Cluster information, initial master nodes. Okay, HTTP host are allowed from everywhere. Network connection allowed from everywhere, and I think that what I need to do is I need to do something about discovery. Let's see if there is anything mentioning discovery anywhere. It shouldn't, but consult discovery and cluster information module information. So cluster initial master modules. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say discovery dot type is come on, discovery type is okay, single node. So right now I'm telling it to be a single node in the cluster, and I'm going to say this is basically it. Control O to write, Control X to exit. Get enforce to see am I going to have problems? Yes. Center enforce to 0, get enforce. So this way, when I'm trying to put up a service on port 9200, I'm not going to have any problems with SE Linux. And this should be it. If I do a system control, start Elasticsearch, it should take a while and start itself up. It used to be that installing Java or OpenJDK was the thing that I needed to do, but since this is going to be this is now completely set up, this thing actually works. Now the thing is that since this is initializing all the things that it needs to do, it requires some time on the first start, and it requires it because it's trying to generate the certificates and set up the user and passwords and everything else. Now let's see what the problem is. Now this is the actual fun part. -xe. Elasticsearch did not exit normally. See logs. Elasticsearch my cluster log. Died by starting up. Main process has exited. Okay. Failed to exit. Okay. Let's see what happened here. So let's go to var log. And let's see what is happening with my cluster. .log. Okay. It is loading module. Okay, error. Exception. Sitting cluster initial master node is going to cluster is at a single node. So what is this? It is basically saying is that I am not allowed to set initial master nodes when discovery type is set to single node. And discovery type should be set to single node. So let's see what the thing that I want to do here actually means. So let's see what's happening. Let me go get this thing up. Okay. So what it is telling me is that when I was configuring the cluster in the Elasticsearch.yml, it is telling me that what I did wrong is that I told it that I want to do cluster initial master nodes. So basically, this thing says that it is possible for additional nodes to join this cluster. This cluster shouldn't have any more nodes because I said it to be a single host cluster. So this is wrong from what I'm reading in the documentation. So let's just try and do this. Let's try and restart my Elasticsearch. As always, we are waiting for stuff to happen and then Java to come up, which is not a fun thing to do. Okay, success. Some would say great success. Status Elasticsearch. Is it running? Yes. It has started. Yes. So what do I do now? Let's see what I can do. I need basically to just check if it is responding on the in the browser. Let me open a browser here and let me see if I can connect to .132. No, this is not going to work, but using the correct port might. So is it listening on the correct port? Probably yes. So 132, port is 92,000, and I'm not seeing anything. Let me try to curl it from here. -k- user elastic HTTPS okay. Okay, this is fine. Somebody actually tried to communicate with me, so this is fine. Okay. Now let's see what is left to do. It says that it's created for the Elastic built-in super user. The password is this. So let me try and use this thing. So this and then paste and then enter. Okay. So my cluster is responding. What this thing did is that I told it to go to the local host to this port, and it is using user elastic. I copy pasted the password that auto generated for the user, and now I got back the API. Response that tells me the cluster with the build type and information about the cluster. So basically, this means that my Elasticsearch is set up. Now, the next thing that I want to do is I want to install Kibana, and this is going to enable me to do to display information that my cluster has. So my cluster consisting of one node, so basically my computer has, and this is going to be more or less the same thing as with installing the Elasticsearch, because it is contained in the same repo. So the thing that I'm going to use is going to be just the repo is the same. I'm just going to basically add the same thing as I did before. Just give me a second. Let me just check. Okay. Let's go with the full installation. So right now I'm thinking about either going with just Kibana and Elasticsearch, which should work, but this is going to be then done by Elasticsearch itself. So the information is going to be parsed by Elasticsearch, and this means that a lot of the things that I'm going to do is going to be done manually. There is also the ability of me to use something called Fleet, which is not something that I'm interested in right now, because Fleet is a Elastic agent. So basically, it's a thing that can be done. I'm not interested in it. I'm interested in installing just the Logstash to be able to store the logs. So let me just go with Kibana installation first, and then we'll discuss what are the next options. Now, installing Kibana should be simple. It should be as simple as saying dnf install Kibana. Kibana is something that you need just to see and experience in order to understand what it is. It's not easy to just say, okay, Kibana is a display tool, or Kibana is a presentation tool. You basically need to take a few minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour, to test what Kibana is, what Kibana isn't, and to understand how Kibana works. And once you get the, let's say, whole image of the thing, and the understanding on how the whole image actually fits, you are going to be able to actually decide what do you want and how do you want it installed on your monitoring server. Now, while this thing is installing, let me just quickly try to explain what we are installing here. I wanted to, and I needed to, do some writing about KVM virtualization, which is going to come up as a book in a couple of months. And I'm doing this together with Vedran, and I need ELK stack, so Elasticsearch, Logstash, and Kibana. This is the way it's called, for monitoring. This is the primary solution when it comes to monitoring a large number of machines. If you want to do something on Prometheus, you're also going to be using something like ELK, because there needs to be some way of storing the data, and there needs to be some way of parsing the data. Logstash is the storing part. Elasticsearch is the parsing part. Next comes the display part, and then we are dealing with different things that can be done with data. So basically what you're doing is you are just pushing a bunch of data on one place. This place is called Logstash, and then you are doing something to it using Elasticsearch, And then you are doing presentation using Kibana or Grafana or Prometheus or whatever we're using. Some of them are separate services. Some of them use services of the other parties. So we are not going to overcomplicate things. I'm just going to install and show you how these things work. Now, Kibana also has the installation. The installation is in etc, you wouldn't believe it, Kibana. And let me open kibana.yml. And now I need to, and I want to be able to know that this is going to be working. So I want to have the server port 5601. I'm going to go and tell my Kibana that I want everybody to be able to connect. So 0.0.0.0. I'm going to go with there should be a rewriting of the requests. Elasticsearch hosts is correct. This is the name of my local host. So my local host is HTTPS. By basic identification, the username that Kibana is going to be using. Okay. If your Elasticsearch product with basic authentication, the settings provide the username and password that the Kibana server uses to perform maintenance. Okay. Elasticsearch. It used to be that, okay, Kibana system. I'm going to say this is a Kibana system. My password is going to be password. I'm going to use the password that is there always used, so demo. Okay. And I want to have my, there should be a way to set up my external ID or the external location for my Kibana. So let me see what the Kibana process ID is here. Unified complete is here. Okay, let me see server host. I just need somewhere to state that what's going to be my public base URL. So where the Kibana is going to actually open itself. So let me just see what the Elasticsearch host is. This is fine. This is fine. SSL JSON loggings. Okay. Okay, this one. Because if this is not set, it's not going to work. So I'm going to go with HTTP / and I'm going to go with what is my IP? 192.168.111.132, and the port is 5601 if I'm correct. Okay, this should be it. Okay, let's save this thing. Okay, great. I want to save it. Okay, and then X. So this is fine. I made a typo. Now the next thing that I need to do is I need to actually change the password for this Kibana system user. The Kibana system user is the user that I just mentioned in the configuration, and it needs to have the password set. So what I'm doing right now is, yes, I'm going to be resetting the password. Yes. New value is this. Okay. Let me use my copy paste tool for doing this. Let's go and do nano Kibana, and let's go down, and let's that my Elasticsearch password be this thing. Okay, it ends with the B. Okay, does it end with the B? Yes, that's it. Okay, I was checking for the last character. I know that they didn't use the space after it, and I'm just checking if it starts with the 5 and ends with the B. It's just the way that I remember things that should be doing. Now, let's start Kibana. System control, enable. Now, Kibana. Fingers crossed. Let's see if the Kibana is started. Status. Yes, it is able to connect to it is able to connect to API. It is generating a random key using indices. Okay. Hashed keys. Okay, this is basically it. Now let's see what is the next thing. The next thing is that I need to go and access my Kibana, and I'm going to be using the regular browser for it. So let's see if I can connect to my Kibana. Just give me a second. I might have a smallish problem here. Let me just see one more thing, and this one more thing is my firewall D up? Yes, it is. So if I stop my firewall D and then do a refresh, will I get a different result? Hopefully I do, because right now I'm not having fun, or I'm not having as much fun as I wanted. Okay, let's check this thing out locally. So sockets listening IP4. Is it listening on the IP4? Nope. Why? Okay, I have some Java's listening here. Here's some agents. I have agents listening on different ports, but nothing that I would find amusing. What does it say when I say status Kibana? Able to retrieve information. Suicide certificate is not. Okay, so it is unable to connect to my Kibana nodes. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can open my actual desktop. So my machine comes into perspective right now, and let's see if I can open Firefox here, and let's see if I do localhost and then 5601. Am I able to connect to anything? Probably not. Okay, this is fine, but the other thing is not fine. So my Kibana is not listening to me. Let me just check if there is anything else that I need to set. I need to recheck something, and this is it. General control XE. Okay. Kibana doesn't have a connect additional problems. API service disabled. Using process generating. Okay. This is fine. It says that it's unable to retrieve version information from Elasticsearch nodes. Self-signed certificates. Okay. Self-signed certificates are not supported probably. Okay, if I go up and if I take a look at here, self-signed certificate and certificate chain, unable to reverse the information from Elasticsearch nodes. This is not normal. Okay, let me just stop my streaming while I debug this. Okay, this took some reading, but the solution was simple. Basically, Kibana is going to start, although it cannot connect to Elasticsearch. And then when it is unable to connect to Elasticsearch, it is going to stop, but not report an error. The error that it had is that it was trying to evaluate the SSL certificates of the my Elasticsearch host, because I told it that it has to use the SSL since I put an S here. I checked the documentation in meanwhile. I have to use the secure communication in the version 9. In the version 8, it was possible to avoid this thing, but just by using HTTP. But now I need to use the HTTPS. So what I could have done is I could have either copied or created my own SSL certificates to make this a production server. So actually create DNS entry, create the certificates, copy the certificates and everything else. Or I could have copied the certificates that the Elasticsearch created for itself. So basically make Kibana trust the certificates from the Elasticsearch. Or the third thing that I did, which is probably the worst one, but I did it anyways, I just uncommented the Elasticsearch SSL verification mode and told it to actually do not verify the SSL certificates. So I'm right now ignoring the communication with the, or I'm not ignoring the communication, I'm ignoring the fact that the certificates are not working. Anyways, this actually works. So what I did is then I restarted the Kibana servers and now it works. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go once again, go up, and I'm going to go and search for the server key that is here because I need it one more time. Generated password for the Elasticsearch user, this one. I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to go and open my browser. This is my web browser copied to the IP address of my port or my machine. And now I'm using Elastic as a user, and I'm going to copy the password. And if everything is okay, I should be able to log in. Okay, so I have my Elasticsearch done. I have my Elastic running. I have my Kibana running, and now I can go to integrations and I can add integrations, so I can tell it from where to get the data and how to get the data in. It takes a while because it takes a while. Now, there is a huge amount of integrations that are available, 398. I can go through different things that I can do. For example, I can collect logs from one password, from AWS itself, every part of AWS. I can collect everything from Apache logs, from Apache Spark, Apache Tomcat, Jira, and so on and so on and so on. So I can actually get a lot of different information this way, and this is enough for me to actually work. And then once I'm fine with this thing, I can go to the Kibana. You can see here, this small thing is in stylized E. This is stylized K. So this is analytics and this is Elasticsearch. This is where the information comes in, and where the query rules are set. And then this is the analytics part where I can actually go to dashboards if I had the dashboard, and I could go and add a dashboard, for example, for, I don't have actually anything connected, so let me see if I'm able to, for example, Elastic, can I actually do a thing where I do a recursive thing and just grab Kibana as a Kibana source. Yes, okay. It is unable to initialize split because it doesn't have way of storing the information. So I need some way of storing the data, and this is not going to work. So I'm going to be needing to install some way of storing the data. Okay, now it is going to tell me what I need to do to actually install these things. Oh, I have an AI assistant, so great. So let's see what I have from my security integrations. I can do a lot of things here. I can explore the timelines of the things that I don't have. I can see different things that can be done, which is by itself completely fine. The thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to just be able to see if I'm able to install Kibana and if I'm able to install Elastic. Now, what I'm going to do now is what I would do now normally. I would probably round up this thing with Logstash, because I wanted something to be I wanted something that can be done in the something that can actually store the data that I have from different machines. And this is precisely what I'm going to do. Let me just temporarily close my thing here, and let's see where we are. We are here. Let's see what remains to do. What remains to be done to install the Logstash. So I would go with probably that. I have this repo installed, so dnf install Logstash. Amazingly enough, it installs. Okay, what I need now, I need a pipeline. Basically, pipeline tells me where the hosts are and how to connect to the remainder of the machine. So what I need is I need a pipeline. I'm going to go with. Let me just start. Let me just try and start the Logstash even without this thing, because I'm not interested in having a pipeline if I don't have to. Okay, it is using bundled SA, JDK. Okay. It takes a while because it is starting the Logstash. So started using bundled. Okay, let me see if I have any things happening. General control XE. It seems that Logstash has started and then restarted, and the problem why it restarted is that it decided that it is not happy with something. Let's see what it wasn't happy with. Or no config files found. Okay, so basically I need to create a copy file to be able to actually test it, but I managed to do it. So I have a Logstash, I have my Kibana, I have my Elasticsearch, and this is fine with me. I'm going to be ending this episode with this, and then I'm going to go and configure all of this in the next episode, because this is getting long enough. So thank you for being with me, and thank you for listening to me ramble about installing this thing, and see you next time.